21.
Okay.
Hey, find me my fucking wrong stuff.
And we're online.
Hey, we're live and we're back. We've been on sabbatical. This is week 21. And welcome back to Killer Cats Crew. This is KP. We have Intoxicated down in Texas and Nello over in Sweden. And we're going to be talking about some news, and I'm going to review the Blast Fest 2016, and of course our usual shout-outs, and listen to Intoxicated's drunken rant, and it'll be fun. So, here we go.
Somebody said burrito.
And listening to some drunk people in the background too. So
Yeah.
There's a fucking line going right now. I'm sorry. We're trying to get into a titty club, and there's a line that's really frustrating. Apparently, I don't know. When you don't have a job and you live in Austin, you kind of can just get drunk all the time. I don't even know what day it is other than the podcast. Like shit.
It can happen.
it's Sunday morning.
It's Sunday morning. Well, fuck.
But maybe we should start with Chrissy's news in that case.
Yes. My news is about Behemoth's Orion blasting concert venues for their exorbitant percentage for merchandise sales. We're not sure what venue he was talking about in particular, but they're talking about charging up to 40% for bands to sell their merchandise, which is ridiculous, especially when bands have their own crew to do that. And I would read the article, but I'm like listening to the stuff in the background.
I'm sorry, I have no control of it.
Nelly, do you have comments on that since you've worked in the music industry?
Yeah, I do agree that bands that need to pay to sell their merchandise, and even that they have even when they have their own crew to take care of it, I think it's ridiculous that venues are allowed to take money out of that. I can kind of understand festivals to a point because they have their own booth, they have the people to do it, but separate gigs and anything that's over like 10%, I think that's just too much. And if a venue takes 40% out of merchandise sales, that's just outrageous, in my opinion. So I completely agree with what they said.
And I
don't
we
know
lost
what.
Katie.
Well, I can still hear some mumbling from Katie, but now we lost her.
Okay.
Maybe she's gonna come back. But yeah, I think that was a good point made by them. I haven't seen the comments, but I do believe that most people do agree as well.
Yeah, he mentions that record sales nowadays is not really a source of income for musicians, so most money is earned from their touring. Hall fees are fees charged by the venue for selling artist merchandise. These fees are usually a percentage cut of the merchandise take and are paid to the hall by the merchandise company. Blah, 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 blah. He says in one paragraph it's up to 42% altogether, which is rape, which is really sad.
Yeah.
And it's becoming like the mafia. He was quoted as saying, people should be able to get whatever they want for the prices that are fair. And it's true. And one of my complaints about merch, and I try not to complain too much because I know bands need to make money, but last weekend at the Take show, the Take shirts were $25 a piece. And that's really expensive for me. I'm used to 15, 20 bucks is good, unless your shirt's awesome and has print on both sides. Yeah, then charge 25, 30 bucks. But it was the same shirts that you can buy online. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to buy one. I love you guys, but
So you would like place the price of merchandise or gigs in the USA to $15 if it's a simple T-shirt and not
Right.
exclusive. Okay. I think that the standard here it's between 15 and 20 euros.
Yeah.
Of course, now with the world finances being what they are, it's right now 20 euros is about $15. But before it was much more. Before 20 euros was more like $25. So that
And
is difficult.
I know that a lot of bands try to keep prices down so that their fans can buy stuff, you know. And
Yeah, and many bands they also take uh, take into notion that they can actually print shirts in the country they are going to, so that they can then sell with a more reasonable price, and that is a good thing. I think with the Behemoth, 42%, because 42 sounds quite weird. I think what they have taken into account there is that some venues claim that they then need to pay out value added tax. And when you then add up the percentage and the value added tax, then the total minus from the merchandise sales price is 42. The problem with that is not the tax itself. I mean, if the venues actually do that, then yeah, it's more legal. But in most cases, they say it and then they actually don't. They just keep the money. So I think it would be fairer and squarer to pay something to the person who is selling it, be it from the band's side or from the venue side, and keep the venue totally out of it and let the band handle the VAT the way they will. That would be the best thing for everybody. And of course to keep the prices on a level that's better for the fans. Plus, of course, make exclusive designs. I mean, it's not that big a job to make exclusive designs for gigs and tours in different lands. You can make smaller amounts, and that's always something good for the people who want to support you. So that's the way to go, in my
Right.
opinion.
true. Like I just paid a insane amount of money through Norwegian Rat
Yeah.
.no for some campfire merchandise. But to me, that's worth it because they don't come here. So, you know, I'll pay that for that. But if the band's here, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
can't.
Do you have to pay the same amount? I mean, it always should be a cheaper price when it's sold on the gig. And web shops are a different thing. I mean, only if it's something that can only be acquired from there. But you gotta like keep in mind the actual realities of how little money people have nowadays. And no, I'm not disillusioned. I do think that everybody I know has less money in use today than what they had 10 years ago.
Right.
It's even more true so for the people going to metal gigs, because those people tend to spend their little money on albums and merchandise. So when they go to a gig, they don't have anything because they've already spent it all on other metal stuff. They are very
And
loyal.
beer.
And beer, yes.
And
They
beer.
are. But rule of thumb, whatever you do, whatever you pay for, if it goes to the band, it's always better than buying through labels or merchandising companies. Always make sure you support your local band as directly as you can, whatever
Yes.
you do.
Anyway.
On other things this week, let's see. Beside the Behemoth article, there hasn't been that much going on. Everything's been on a standstill. No huge reports on new festival lineups or festivals coming up for sale. Nothing of that. But Chrissy, you were at Blastfest. How
Yes, I
was
was.
it?
It was wonderful. And it was great this year because it was an all Norwegian lineup. So that was exciting. I got to see a lot of bands that I would probably never get to see. And got to see a lot of new bands I've never heard of before. One of those bands that I had never heard of was called Into the Woods. And I was like, I've never heard of these guys before. And everyone's like, you have to go see them because they've been around forever.
In the woods.
In the woods. And so I was like, okay, I'll go check them out. And different. It was different than what I thought they were going to be, but they're still good. Every band I saw was great. All the shows that were put on were awesome. The highlight, I have to say, was Green Carnation, which surprised me because I like them, but I'm not a real big fan of them. I listen to them, but their show that they put on, just the whole crowd was in awe. It was amazing. And yeah. So I don't know. I can't wait to go back next year. I'm already saving money for that, and met a lot of cool people and plan to meet more, and actually met the guy from Metal Hammer in Europe and talked to him for a while, and
You mean
met the new drummer for a Bath, and I'll be talking about him here coming up pretty quick. And yeah, I mean, just lots of cool people there and lots of cool networking, and hung out with one of the guys from Alpha Hane, and even though he likes to give me a lot of shit, that's okay.
That's Frederick.
I got a new nickname from him, the Lazy American. So, but I love him, so he's lucky he can call me that. So,
Yeah,
anyways.
without getting punched in the face.
Yeah,
that's good.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun, a lot of cool merchandise to be had, and I actually lost one of my hoodies that I bought, and I was able to replace it, thankfully, thanks to the Blastfest crew. So that was cool. It's already on its way here. She told me not to lose it so fast again. And yeah, everything about it was done great. I finally met Ingve, the guy who started Blastfest, and nicest guy ever. And got to see Tony for like a millisecond because he's always running around with his head cut off, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, everything was great. Everyone should go. So I'm planning on bringing at least 3 people with me next year. So brought a friend with me who's never been to Norway. So
probably the next edition will not be all Norwegian bands.
Probably not.
But then again, there's a lot for them to pick from. They've also started a new touring thing called Edge Nordic, where they take a bunch of Nordic heavier bands on tour. Hopefully it's going to get expanded beyond the Scandinavian countries. So right. I am looking forward to them bringing us some shows. Check out Edge Nordic from Facebook. They already have a page with all the latest gigs in there and the first lineup ready. Besides that, I didn't have any good shout outs for this week, but yesterday I came across one good shout out, and this is going to go to the horror movie or thriller department, Emily. And it's about a babysitter who does her job exactly as it should not be done. It's a very, very intimidating film, which makes you question, why do you actually think that this is creepy? So many, well, one can say that it's taboos about things that kids should never do or have to see. And it just rolls all of them onto the screen, and first you get a reaction and then you start to question, why did you actually get that reaction? It's a very thought-provoking film in that manner. So I recommend everybody go check out Emily. It's a much better film than the film of the Oscar-winning Brie Larson, The Room, which can also be seen right now. The Room is another film that's good, but in my opinion, not as good. Plus, I did not like Brie Larson in her role. I did like her son, the guy playing his son, though. It's about woman trapped in a small room for 7 years, giving birth to a child in there, and the two of them living their really, really lonely lives, and the little boy never knowing what the outside world is like. It's a good film for about 45 minutes, then it kind of goes meh. But yeah, it's worth it. So do see The Room, but make sure you see Emily. That's my tip of the week.
All right. I've been very behind on watching movies lately. I'm stuck on the Brady Bunch, so.
Well, Brady Bunch is good too.
I know them all by heart, but I still watch them because I'm a dork. So
I've been mostly watching Seinfeld.
I still watch
That's
that too.
always good.
Yep.
And here's another downer. Netflix. A downer beside The Room. Besides the Room not being as good as I thought it would be, is that Netflix has come out with a new update, and it's starting to block all the regions. So here's fingers crossed that all the unblocking services come up with plans to make those country switching things work again, because I can tell you that paying for Netflix just to be able to get into the Swedish or Finnish Netflix is not worth it. So yeah, fingers crossed.
Right.
Unblock services, do your job, fix it now. And Netflix, I know it's not you, I know it's the major movie companies, but fuck big corporations. I hate you. Don't destroy Netflix. Yes.
Right. Yes. Well, my shout out for the week ties in with Blastfest because I met the new drummer who's filling in for a bath, and his name is Gabe Sebus. And I'm going to shout out his main band that he plays with, and they're called the Kennedy Vale. And they're technical death metal. It could be considered grindcore, which I hate to call them that because I hate grindcore. But when I listen to them, I don't get that. I seen it on one of the web pages that they were labeled as that, and I don't really get that. But very fast, very hard, very in your face. It's very good for me when I'm listening to it at work because I hate my job, so I need that kind of music. And they're from Sacramento, California. They came out in 2009. They have 2 albums out. One came out in 2011. It's called The Sentence of Their Conqueror. The second album came out in 2014 called Trinity of Falsehood. And you can find them on Twitter, FB, YouTube, Bandcamp, Big Cartel. I'm going to link their video that they just put out. And check them out. They're really good. And go check out the Decibel Tour with Abath and Tribulation and who else? High on Fire and Skeleton Witch. I'm trying to keep my bands. I get way too many bands. So
yeah, but Tribulation and Abath, that's already quite.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Quite much. Yeah,
I love Tribulation so much. And to talk about Abath, they closed out Blastfest and they packed the room and they were awesome. So
cool.
Very cool. Although I did feel sorry for Gabe because he has to wear the mask while he's playing the drums. So
yeah, it can't be too comfortable, I think.
But he nailed it. So it's pretty kick-ass. So it's a good opportunity for him, and I'm glad I met him. He's a very nice guy, and excited to meet up with him again when he comes through Minneapolis. And check out the Kennedy Vale. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, I don't give a shit. Whatever. My ears like it, so my ears love it. So whatever. Whatevs. So
That's
that's
cool.
my shout out for the week. And I don't know what happened to Katie. I think he's got sucked into the vortex of the strip club in Austin, Texas.
Exactly. I think that she's there with the drunken people we heard earlier, but we assume she's having a good time, so
Yeah.
we'll give her that. That's
We
okay.
were
Hopefully, we'll
warned
get her
there's
back
new-
next week.
We were warned there's new levels of intoxicating, so kind of interested to see what that's all about because we haven't seen her
Yes.
for a while since she moved to Texas. So
Yeah.
since we've all been on
All my
hiatus,
exes live
you've been
in
sick
Texas.
I've been traveling and
Exactly.
she moved. So we got to get back on track. She needs to
many
get some
things
goddamn headphones. Katie, buy some fucking headphones.
Yes. So this is us saying, Katie, buy headphones, and you on the other side of the screen, tune back again next week, and that's about it.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Bye, KP signing out.